Tesla, a car company that began in 2003, recently became the most valuable automaker in US history. It reached a market value of $86.5 billion, surpassing long-standing companies like Ford and GM by a surprising margin of 10 to 20 billion. Unless you're completely out of touch, you've probably heard of Elon Musk, one of the most well-known billionaires. He's a unique billionaire with a net worth of around $29 billion. He's one of the richest guys around, but can he be even richer? Can he beat Jeff Bezos and become the wealthiest person on Earth? Can he go as far as becoming the world's first trillionaire? Today, let's explore how much wealth Elon could potentially amass. Before we dive into that, let's trace his journey from South Africa to Canada, then Pennsylvania. And boy, this guy's been all over the map. Elon, born in South Africa, was practically designed to be a tech geek from the beginning. He taught himself coding and actually sold his first piece of video game code when he was just 12 years old. During middle and high school, he faced regular bullying from people who probably feeling pretty foolish now. Elon went to attend college in Canada and later in the United States. To meet ends meet, he cleverly transformed his college apartment into a secret bar and charged a modest fee of $5 per person. It just goes to show that entrepreneurs can come in all shapes and sizes, so never underestimate anyone. After completing his bachelor's degree in physics and economics, he teamed up with his brother to start a venture called Zip2. It was like an old school internet Yellow Pages, but with a map to help you find local businesses. This was back in the day before smartphones took over. Fast forward 4 years to 1999 and he sold Zip2 for a whopping $307 million. And at just 28 years old, Elon pocketed a cool $22 million for himself. Not too shabby, right? Most people this age would probably just splurge on a fancy yacht or Hollywood Hills mansion, but Elon had a grander business plan. Instead, he decided to invest that money into a venture called X.com, an online banking service. And guess what? It paid off big time. Eventually, X.com got acquired by PayPal, and Elon's earnings from that little adventure amounted to a staggering $180 million. Now that we know how Elon managed to accumulate all that money to establish his current companies, let's dig into how much those companies are actually earning him and what the future holds in terms of earnings. We're all familiar with Tesla, those cars that seem to be everywhere on the freeway. And let's not forget Elon's quirky and memorable antics as the head of the company, like funky dance moves he pulled off on stage in Shanghai. With a market value of a staggering $86.5 billion, it's clear that Tesla is doing more than just okay. Considering Elon owns around 38.6 million shares in Tesla, it's safe to say he's doing a lot better than just okay. However, Tesla revealed in 2018 that under a 12-step performance plan, Elon won't receive any compensation from the company for the following 10 years, unless Tesla almost doubles its value. If Tesla manages to meet all 12 performance milestones and reach a market value of $650 billion, Elon would own Tesla stock worth a staggering $184 billion. That would make him even wealthier than Jeff Bezos, solely based on his Tesla stock. But let's put things into perspective. $650 billion is an enormous amount of money. It's enough to give every single person in the United States $1,000, with a few billions left over to spare. But is it realistic for Tesla to achieve such a massive value? Well, considering the fact that in 2018, Tesla shares shot up by a whopping 280%, and their services and other revenue increased by 68% in the third quarter of 2019, it seems like they're consistently boosting their sales and moving in the right direction. So it's definitely a possibility they could reach that milestone. Having $184 billion in Tesla stock is impressive, but it doesn't quite reach the trillionaire status. Fortunately for Elon, he has a few other companies exploring different areas. One of the well-known ventures of his is SpaceX. They engage in some pretty mind-blowing work, like building incredible rocket engines and creating private spacecraft for space travel. They even managed to give the city of Los Angeles a scare or two with their launches. Just, the usual stuff you'd expect from an aerospace company. And as you can imagine, aerospace companies like SpaceX rake in a substantial amount of money. With an estimated value of $33.3 billion, SpaceX is no exception to the rule. They're definitely contributing to Elon's overall wealth. But what truly sets them apart is their ambitious plans for the future. They aim to colonize Mars, make space travel more accessible and affordable for regular folks, and get American astronauts back into space. They have a lot on their agenda, but their Starlink program stands out the most. It's a satellite initiative designated to offer high-speed and affordable internet worldwide. Essentially, it aims to provide two things everyone wants from the internet: fast speeds and low cost. It's definitely a venture that has the potential to bring in substantial profits. But here's the exciting part. According to a recent analysis by Morgan Stanley, they expect Starlink to propel SpaceX's value to a whopping $120 billion within the next few years. That means they could be earning an additional $30 to $50 billion each year. Once all 12,000 satellites are up and running, providing internet to countries, businesses, and even the US government, it's hard to predict just how high SpaceX's market value will soar. And keep in mind, this estimate is solely for the Starlink program. Since Elon owns 54% of SpaceX stock, he's set to rake in a massive amount of money that will significantly boost his net worth. However, it's important to note that SpaceX is currently a private company, but Elon has mentioned that they might go public in the future, and if they do, their market value could skyrocket even further. Exciting times ahead for SpaceX and Elon Musk. So currently, we're at an estimated total of 184 billion plus an additional 30 to 50 billion per year. But let's be honest, if you're Elon Musk, you can't just settle for having an aerospace and a car company, right? That would be way too ordinary. That's where the boring company comes in. A company that digs tunnels and even sells flamethrowers, although they technically are labeled not as a flamethrower, for profit. Elon owns a whopping 90% of the equity in the boring company, with another 6% being held by SpaceX. Their plan? To create an underground transport tunnel that connects Los Angeles to Seattle, running alongside freeways and exclusively accessible to Tesla and other electric vehicles. It's all about high-speed transportation to ground. Now that's something unique and exciting. You might think that the boring company's tunnel project doesn't sound like a moneymaker, but here's the interesting part. The whole system is projected to generate $5 in earnings for every $1 invested. And since Elon owns 90% of the equity, that means he stands to make a ton of profit once the system gets approved and put into action. It's like he's got his hands in tunnel transportation, aerospace, cars, and even solar energy. But that's not all. Elon Musk is the major shareholder of Neuralink, a program focused on creating a brain-computer interface. They've been quite secretive about their projects, so there's not much information on their profits yet. They've been keeping things hush-hush, leaving us all curious about what they're really up to. But hold on, it seems like we're entering sci-fi territory with Neuralink. This business shares its buildings with another company founded by Elon called OpenAI. Their goal is to create AI that's friendly and helpful, basically avoiding any potential robot uprisings. In 2019, Microsoft even invested a whopping $1 billion in OpenAI, so it seems like others believe it's a profitable venture too. So there you have it. These are the businesses that Elon owns and runs. Can you imagine what his email inbox must look like every single day? It's probably overflowing. It's hard to predict exactly how much these companies will earn, but it seems like that $1 trillion mark isn't too far off for Elon, who knows what incredible innovations these research companies will develop. And let's not forget about the potential earnings from that underground tunnel project. Only time will tell, but things are definitely looking promising for Elon Musk's bank account. What are your thoughts on all of this? Could Elon Musk become the first ever trillionaire, or will someone else snatch the title? And that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload. See you in the next video.